Hey guys, I hope that everybody is doing well and not going too stir crazy. I know I haven't left my house since Monday or done my hair or put on makeup, so excuse the way I look, but it's been kind of nice just being able to hang out in your jammies or comfy clothes all day. Um, this has been a weird time, I know, for you all and for us as teachers, but we will get through it no matter how long it takes. Just keep working hard, keep, you know, working on the schedule and the assignments that CMS has given you, and we'll just let you know in the next coming weeks what's going to change and all that. But this is a learning process for all of us. One way that we're going to try to stay somewhat normal is to do morning meetings. Teachers are going to be doing them in different ways. I know at least for the first week or the first few days, I'm going to be posting mine on YouTube in the same format that I presented them in class, which would be on this day in history, and then going into the theme, which for the month of March was Women's History. So I will be featuring a different woman every day. And like I said, other teachers are going to do it different ways, but any fifth grader, feel free to watch this. We're also going to be reaching out to each one of you individually or in a small group each week just to kind of check in and see if you need anything from us. And we're always here for you if you need anything. So just let us know, call us, email us, whatever you need to do to get in touch with us. So anyways, away we go on this day in history, and I'm going to flip my little camera. You guys can see my workspace. Here's up my office up in my room. It's kind of quiet. Luke's napping right now, so I'm able to get this done. I want to start with something that happened on this day in history yesterday, which was, I got some notes here, on March 22nd, 1765 was when the Stamp Act was imposed on the American colonies, and I wanted to make sure to include that since you guys have been learning about the Revolutionary War. And I think you went over this, even though I'm not the ELA teacher, I think you went over this. This was when Britain started taxing the colonists on printed materials, and that kind of included anything from newspapers to playing cards. All right, and on today's actual date, March 23rd, the word okay enters the national vernacular. So it kind of became everyday speech for people. And it was first published in the Boston Morning Post. And I guess this became a practice because young people, it was like cool to misspell words and then abbreviate them. So OK stood for all correct, OLLKORRECT, so they abbreviated it OK, and now it's, a word that I probably use multiple times a day. So those are your stories for on this day in history. And for the lady that I'm going to feature, probably a lot of you are familiar with her. It is Jane Goodall, and she is most famous for her work that she has done with chimpanzees. So she was born in England in 1934. She always loved animals, and she dreamed of one day going to Africa to visit some of her favorite animals in the wild, and they were chimpanzees. And it was actually one of her favorite toys as a child was a chimpanzee stuffed animal. She spent her late teens and early 20s saving money so she could go to Africa. She worked various jobs, like as a secretary and a waitress. When she was 23, she finally had enough money to visit a friend who lived on a farm in Kenya. And Kenya is a country in Africa. She fell in love with the place and she decided to stay. She met British archaeologist Louis Leakey, who offered her a job to study chimpanzees. She was pumped and she moved to the Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania and began to watch chimpanzees. She was studying chimpanzees in 1960, even though she had no formal training or education. But this actually helped her in the way that she would observe them. She spent the next 40 years of her life studying chimpanzees, and she discovered a lot of new interesting things about them that even these scientists with these great educations never were able to discover. When she first began studying them, she would give each one a name. The standard scientific way of studying animals at the time was to assign each one a number, but she thought differently. So she gave them unique names that reflected the way they looked, probably help her remember them. So for example, she named one of them David Graybeard because he had a gray chin, and others were named Gigi, Mr. McGregor, Goliath, Flo, and Frodo. She learned a lot about chimpanzees, and she made some really important discoveries. Oh, look at that. She learned that chimpanzees use tools. Even a piece of grass was used as a tool because they would put the grass into a termite hole and they would catch termites and eat them this way. She would also see them remove leaves from twigs in order to make a tool. And this was the first time that animals had been observed using and making tools. And that's any animal, not just chimpanzees. She also discovered that they are meat eaters. They hunted for meat. They would actually hunt as packs, trap animals, and kill them for food. Previously, scientists thought that they were only herbivores. And then she also found out that they have a lot of different personalities. Some were kind and quiet and generous, and others were bullies and aggressive. She saw the chimps express emotions such as sadness, anger, and joy. Over time, her relationship grew closer and closer to the chimpanzees, and for a period of time, for almost 2 years, she became a member of a troop, living with the chimps as part of their day-to-day lives. She was eventually kicked out when a male chimp, Frodo, decided he didn't like Jane, and he became the leader of the troop. So she's written a lot of articles and books about her experiences with chimpanzees, including In the Shadow of Man, The Chimpanzees of the Gombe, and 40 Years at Gombe. She spent much of her later years protecting chimps and preserving the habitats of animals throughout the world. She's won a lot of different awards as well. There have been a lot of documentaries made about her work, including Among the Wild Chimpanzees, The Life and Legend of Jane Goodall and Jane's Journey. And I will include a link to another YouTube video that you guys could watch if you want to learn more information about her. And since I'm sure a whole lot of you have a lot of time on your hands these days, go ahead and check that out. And to wrap it up here, I'm going to tell you some interesting facts about her. There is a carving of the chimp David Graybeard on the Tree of Life at Disney's World Animal Kingdom theme park, next to its plaque in honor of Goodall. She established the Jane Goodall Institute in 1977. She took a break from Africa in 1962 to attend Cambridge University, and she earned a PhD. Chimpanzees communicate through sounds, calls, touch, body language, and facial expressions. And she has a son named Hugo. So there you have it. Morning meeting number 1 is complete. I'm going to post this in the new digital learning Google Classroom for you guys to take a look at. And I'll post another one there tomorrow. In the meantime, you guys have a great day. Reach out to us if you need us and get your work done. Bye.